What
Yeah.
are some of like the key factors that helped you scale to where you are today?
Blood, sweat, tears, and a hell of a lot of luck, right? And one should definitely, be humble and real to say that there are many good companies, and luck does play a very important role, Priyanka, right? But you have to be ready to take advantage of that luck, right? My wife keeps telling me I need to get a tattoo that says I am lucky. And it's true. I do believe I am very, very, very lucky. Something that I've done, maybe in my past life, I'm not so sure what this has gotten me to be very, very lucky. And I think we took advantage of some of the lucky things that came our way, and there are some things that we did very determinedly, right? So, I think two or three key things, and I'll come to the COVID question in a second. I think I'm just trying to think. It's such a great question. What fund? I mean, I can think of many examples of things that we did to help us scale, but I'm trying to think what would be the thread across everything. Maybe the top two, three things that we did. So I think one is listening to the customer, right? And you have to know when to listen and when not to listen to the customer. Okay, and I'll give you an example of how each of these played out. The first example is going to sound really funny, but those are the best examples, right? In 2022, the end of 2022, I remember Soham and I talking. We were talking to one of our team leaders, Ashwin, bunch of folks, and in that conversation, we were saying, "Hey, when we are talking, we have this wonderful network, right, of 25,000 alums and 700 instructors, and so we sit at the intersection of some very interesting information currents across companies, customers, and coaches, right? Let's say three C's. And one of the things we kept hearing is this term machine learning and AI. Now, obviously, we had an AI ML offering on the interview prep side, all of that good stuff. But we had heard this term a lot. And so in one of those conversations, Som and I were talking, and I don't remember which one of us said that I think there's something going to happen in AI. Let's spin out machine learning into a separate offering. Okay. Let's do this and let's go and reach out to new customers. Now, I'm going to tell you how we also get lucky, right? But how you have to be the right place at the right time. And within that month, GPT came out. Within that, November 2023,
Right.
right? 2020, was it 20, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
you're right.
22,
November 22.
22, 22, 22, right? November 20, within that month of having this discussion saying we should do something in AI and ML as a separate opportunity, boom, GPT comes out, right? Um, our initial hypothesis was we'll go and do this for new folks as a separate offering. And what can we bring? We bring FANG and top company oriented AI, which is cutting edge, right? Nobody else had that. We went to the market. We said we're going to bring on new customers, but let's try this with our alumni first. It went like wildfire. The alumni was so committed. They trusted us. They were so committed to doing this, Priyanka. We had no space for new people for months and months and months. Now, tactically, that makes even better business sense because you are getting alumni without acquisition cost, right?
Right.
So you can charge them much less, and that became a nice virtuous cycle, right? Now, if you think about that example, we had built the community, we had built the instructors, we sat on top of these, this information currents. All of that we had worked hard to build.
Right.
We built the insight.
Mm-hmm.
We said we should do something in AI, but we couldn't have time GPT, right?
That's true.
But when GPT came out, we just doubled down on it, right? And so fundamentally, I think the first thing in terms of scaling is you have to have a combination of luck and being ready to seize that luck when the moment arises. You cannot dismiss luck, but you also cannot dismiss the ability to seize that luck, right? As the saying goes, the harder you work, the luckier you get, right? When I was at Accel, I learned one very interesting thing at Accel. They have this concept called the prepared mind. They say that you make good venture investments when you have a prepared mind. That's how they invested in Facebook. They had the prepared mind to say social networking is a big thing, right? So we had the prepared mind to seize on the AI opportunity because we were very close to the customer, right? We are close to customer insights. We are close to our instructors and coaches. And so I think if you have to scale something, you have to be very close to the customer. That is the first and foremost thing. The second thing is that when you want to scale, you cannot be average. You cannot take a middle of the road positioning, right? As the saying goes, if you have your head in the freezer and your feet in a furnace, on average you are at room temperature, right? And that is true, even more true in business. And you asked me this question earlier, I didn't answer. What are some of the things that I'd flip my thinking on? One of the things that I didn't realize till I worked at Interview Kickstart and so on, when I was scaling it, is that businesses that scale are at extremes. You have to take one extreme, and ideally you want to counter position everybody else.